Someone asked me to discuss the interaction between clozapine and epinephrine, and honestly, it reminded me that clozapine exists because it's not a medication I come across very often, but it is a medication that kind of instills fear in me. It's an atypical antipsychotic, so it's used for patients with treatment-resistant schizophrenia. So typically, these patients will have failed multiple antipsychotics prior to being put on clozapine, and that is because it has so many, so many risks. It has multiple black box warnings for neutropenia, so all of your white blood cells go away and you're at risk for life-threatening infections, seizures, cardiomyopathy, myocarditis, so inflammation and infection of your heart. So not only can it cause structural problems to your heart, but it's also an alpha-1 antagonist. So it sits on your alpha receptor. And why that's an issue when it comes to epi is epi acts on all the alpha beta receptors in your heart, right? And if alpha-1 is blocked, epi cannot act there. And when epi activates alpha-1, that's what causes the constriction of your vasculature and increase in blood pressure. So clozapine is chilling there. Epi comes along and still is going to activate your other receptors. One of those receptors is beta 2. The beta 2 receptor, when activated, causes vasodilation and bronchodilation. So if alpha-1 cannot be activated, but beta 2 is activated, you're going to get vasodilation and hypotension, which is not what you want when you give epinephrine. Hopefully you guys are following me. So if you give epi to someone who has that alpha-1 receptor blocked by clozapine, you can see a paradoxical reaction where they become hypotensive. And that is not good, because if you're giving epi, typically you want to increase their blood pressure. So this can lead to shock and death. Eek. There are case reports about it. Again, clozapine is not a medication that we come across often, so it is not something I've seen, knock on book. It's not something I will hopefully ever see, but yeah, you can still use vasopressin. Vasopressin will still work. That's what you're supposed to do. Avoid epinephrine in patients with clozapine. The good thing is it has a short half-life. It does have an active metabolite, but fun fact, smoking cigarettes increases the metabolism because it activates CYP2A1. Is that the right one? CYP2A1? Which is also the same CYP enzyme that metabolizes the clozapine. So if you give your patient a bunch of cigarettes to smoke, you can get the clozapine out of their system and then give them epinephrine. And that is my professional solution to this problem. Just kidding. Yeah, clozapine's really scary, and there were lots of receptors, and I also get all jumbled with cardiac stuff. So if I said something wrong, I'm sorry. I'm a pharmacist, not a cardiologist. Yeah. Let me know what questions you have, because that was chaotic.